The Africa Reflex region, stretching 8 countries including Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Congo, Burundi, Rwanda and Zambia, is a region boasting exceptional biodiversity. But uncontrolled human activity fueled by economic growth, demographic change and urbanization coupled with the continent's energy crisis is threatening this magnificent beauty.
The African reflex is one of the most important ecoregions in the world in terms of its biodiversity, in terms of supporting livelihoods. There is a lot of pressure on this very important area because people draw their livelihoods from that. There is a growing population. So it became very important for us to consider how to bring sustainability in natural resource management in the area. So that is the basis for the design of the African reflex strategy.
Through its diverse partnerships with community-based organizations, civil society and youth groups, WWF's efforts to replenish the lost forest cover, reclaim degraded lands and power households with renewable energy sources are bearing fruit as communities embrace sustainable livelihoods.
The community around here were looking at this forest as if it belonged to the government and they had nothing to do with it. You could find that they were entering into the forest and actually taking out products like logging. They were cutting trees, they were burning charcoal, they were doing illegal grazing. All those encroachment activities was going on before our CFA was involved in actually teaching, creating awareness in the community that if we destroy this forest, we are going to suffer also.
The Africa Reflex region is one of the 35 globally outstanding priority places for conservation for WWF. It brings together 3 distinct but interlinked regions: the Albertine Rift, the African Great Lakes and the Eastern or Gregorian Rift, covering 9 landscapes.
Within ARL we have got 3 key thematic areas that we are pursuing, and these are protected area management, water resources management and forest resources management.
For half a century, the Worldwide Fund for Nature has worked to provide innovative solutions to conserve species and their habitats, maintain key ecological services and secure livelihoods for the people.
Within the Africa Reflex region, where WWF involves civil society in landscape work by building on their institutional and technical capacity and that of their networks to tackle major drivers of environmental degradation using a rights-based approach.
In Kenya, WWF has strengthened civil society organizations to play a bigger and effective role in managing the Mara forest landscape and halting its alarming degradation. It supports the Mara River Water Users Association in lobbying for policy change, advocating for the people's rights over land and resources, championing better environmental practices and equity in sharing the benefits of the Mara landscape.
The Mara River Water Users Association was formed in 2003, emanating from concerns within the community on the dwindling water resources and also the destruction of the forested Mao area. This caused the variability in terms of water provision and was becoming a stress to the farming community, the pastoralist community and also the irrigation community within this particular basin.
Nyangore's Community Forest Association is one of the grassroots groups that has benefited from WWF's interventions.
Wakati tulipoanza hizi interventions, tumekuja kuona ya kwamba imesaidia. Kwanza, mchanga imekuwa retained kwa shamba, na vile hata akitumia dawa kupiga mimea, kunyunyizia mimea hizo, wakati wa mvua hiyo dawa haiwezi yoshwa ipelekwe kule mtoni.
To reward the conservation of the environment surrounding the forest, landowners and farmers receive incentives for managing their land and forest to provide ecosystem services to downstream communities and surrounding landscapes. The scheme provides sustainable conservation of the natural resources by the end users.
Kwa hata naona hii shamba yangu hapa, maji mengi natoka huku kwa hiyo mlima. Nang'oa mchanga hapa kabisa mpaka chini huko. na wakati hawa wamekuja, sisi tumepanda hii napier grass na amezuia kabisa, amezuia mnyuko ya udongo kabisa.
In Uganda, WWF is implementing conservation and livelihood promotion activities with communities in the Semuliki catchment. In this area, poor pastoral practices are now threatening the landscape and livelihoods. For years, this has been the watering point for over 10,000 heads of cattle per day. The river's banks could no longer handle the pressure. But as a result of the partnerships with the local organizations and communities, WWF has managed to restore sections of this important river that had been destroyed.
I'm standing right next to the banks of River Semuliki. As you can see in front, these are regenerated banks of River Semuliki. The situation before was worse than this. Today you're seeing green, then it was bare land.
With the increasing awareness and sustainable use and management of natural resources in the Africa Rift Lakes region, the Worldwide Fund for Nature is steadily achieving its goal to have communities live in harmony with nature.